If I told you the talisman never worked in the first place and that they were just a useless piece of wood that were given to the townsfolk to just keep them calm and maybe their faith in them is what kept the monsters away. That was me just giving you food for thought. Now, the official episode titles of From Season 4 just dropped, and I think they confirm a theory so dark that it may rebrand the entire series. We're talking ancient human sacrifices, parallel timelines, and a creature life cycle that just brought a fan favorite back from the dead. And with that, welcome back. Before I try to go into detective mode into the season 4 blueprint, I do want to say that this is one of 3 From videos that I'm going to be doing this week, with the third one being the premiere. So please make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. That way we can talk about From season 4 all season long and talk about all the crazy theories and things that may happen in this season. So now I want to break down the Man in Yellow's what seems to be hideous metamorphosis, the story walking that Julie is going to seem to be doing. And let's talk about how the game is going to change this season. And that season premiere is probably going to be one for the ages, and I am looking forward to it. Let's look at the ancient script, because I believe the showrunners are leaving clues in the sand for us to find. I've gone through the titles and the synopsises this season, and I believe that the roadmap that they're laying out for us is leading to an entire collapse of the community. And it all starts with episode 1, The Arrival. Everybody's talking about Sophia, and that's the new pastor's daughter that's coming into town. But I don't think that's the real clue. I believe the real clue is the Man in Yellow changing his entire wardrobe. We see that he's going to come out of the yellow coat and have some type of metamorphosis. And I don't believe that he's changing into some type of monster or anything like that. Clearly, he's a shapeshifter, but think about this. What if he's changing into another person in the town? What if he's already been a person in town this entire time and he's changing back into that person? So while in the trailers, we've seen some of the bone crunching action that he's doing in there, but he's clearly shape-shifting into something. So what if he's going to be a more familiar face? And I wonder if they're going to show us that face when he changes into whatever he changes into. And then we hit episode 2, which is titled Frey. And I believe this is when we're going to finally find Jim's body. Now, we all know Jim was trying to hack into the system, I'll call it. You know, he built the radio tower that didn't work. His wife dug the hole under the house and, you know, fell into the caves. The Matthews family has kind of been messing with the system the entire time. And Jim ultimately paid the price for it. And, you know, they keep telling us knowledge comes with a cost. Whatever Jim learned, and I'm not sure if he learned much, he definitely paid for it. And my theory is in episode 2 that them finally discovering Jim's body and ultimately his, you know, death being confirmed is probably going to tear the entire group apart, because Jim kind of started to be the glue, sort of, not really, but kind of. But this is probably definitely going to break the community apart, because, you know, at least all the leaders of the community had grown close to a degree. But honestly, there's no hope. And that's how we get into episode 3, which is titled Merrily We Go. Now, this is the episode that I read the plot for, and I think this is where we're going to be seeing Julie start doing her story walking or traveling between parallel timelines. Now, I'm sure that we've seen in glimpses that the mission for this is clearly to try to warn her dad about what's going to happen beforehand so that, you know, the Man in Yellow doesn't kill him. But I think we're going to tragically learn that everything is just a rigged loop, and there's nothing that she could probably do about it, even if she wanted to. And also in episode 3, Victor and Ethan are supposed to be going through some door. I'm not sure. I know they're going to be digging in the ground or hunting for some memory rooms, which are supposed to be like the save state for the entire place. I think some of the story this season is going to center around finding out what the original sacrifice was. So here's my thought. I think the town is a self-sustaining, sacrificial tomb of sorts. It really acts as an ecosystem, and it basically feeds the people of the town and feeds off of them through their blood. And I know that sounds kind of weird, and that's just my theory, but let's get into the next episode. Now let's look at episode 4 and 5, which are titled Of Myths and Monsters and What a Long Strange Trip It's Been. Now, I'm pretty sure in these episodes, we're going to be going into the caves, and I think this is where we're going to learn that the monsters that only come out at night, you know, were originally humans, and that they sacrificed their kids for immortality. Not sure they thought this was the immortality that they were going to get, but, you know, This is what you get for sacrificing your kids. And I think we have seen part of the cycle of the town already, especially with Fatima having her baby and getting drugged back to the caves and Smiley popping out. I believe that's part of the town cycle. Don't believe the town needs to create evil. I believe it just needs to rot, in a sense, everything around it, and it will manifest itself again. And that kind of takes me to Boyd a little bit, because those dreams that he's having and those sweats and talking to his wife grave and having those visions, doesn't it kind of seem like maybe Boyd is turning into something different? Maybe Boyd is going to be like the next person in charge of the town in a sense, but maybe he'll be the next Smiley, or maybe he'll be something different. And I say that because after everything Boyd has been through, he's not dead. And it doesn't seem like Fromville really wants him dead. It seems like it wants something else from Boyd. I think it's kind of like that doll trap where you think you escape one layer, then there's another layer on top of that, and you never truly get out of it. Something like that. So as we move towards the finale, the titles get even more ominous, honestly, because episode 8 is titled Heavy as the Head, and we all know that's like heavy as the head that wears the crown. So that could be a Boyd-centric episode if he's turned into more of the number one leader for the community or something different. Then episode 9 is titled The Calm Before, and we all know that means the calm before the storm. So what storm is coming or what's about to happen? I'm sure it's going to be something big, and I can't wait till we get there. But the real question is, what happens when we get to episode 10 in the episode that's titled If a Tree Falls in the Forest? So I believe that if Julie is successful in story walking backwards and maybe finding out what the original sacrifice was or what started everything, I think she could actually kind of save the day, maybe. Or maybe she could unravel the mystery of how to finally get out of this town. Because if you find out what started it, theoretically, you could probably end it. Now, I'm not sure what If the Tree Falls is a metaphor to, but if the tree falls and there's nobody there, what happens to the people of the town? Or, it's a crazy metaphor. If the tree falls, what do you guys think that means? If the tree falls, maybe the tree is the anchor for this pocket dimension that they're trapped in. And maybe if it falls, then the pocket dimension will open or something like that. In that situation, what really happens? Do the people of the town cease to exist? Because if the pocket dimension is gone and they're all in it, theoretically, if the tree falls in the forest, don't they disappear too? Or is this something like a lost scenario where they're all dead and they go to heaven or wherever they go? And going backwards just a little bit to Jade and Victor, what if they keep digging into what this original sin is, or what if the original sacrifice was? What happens? Is that what brings the whole baghead monster crashing through the building? Because clearly the talisman aren't going to stop that from coming. So that's why I asked the question in the beginning, do the talisman really work? Have they ever really worked? Or was it their faith that kind of kept the monsters away? And now that the town has figured that out, we're going to send something a little bit bigger in there that you will really be afraid of. But knowledge comes at a cost. And I'm not sure what knowledge I have, but I gave you all the knowledge that I know. And I want to hear from you guys now. Please tell me what your theories are about this show. What do you guys think is going to happen in season 4? Because I know we keep theorizing and going down different rabbit holes. And hey, this is just another rabbit hole to go down before we get to the season this weekend. But let me know your theories and what you guys think. Let me know what you guys think about the episode titles and what they mean to you and what you may have pulled from them. And keep coming back for more, because like I said, this is one of 3 From videos this week. The next one will be a collaboration that I'm hoping to drop on Friday at the latest. It'll drop probably sometime Friday. And then the third video will be the season premiere, and that will drop a couple of hours after the season premiere airs. I will get that out to you the same night. So I do look forward to seeing all of you and talking to all of these theories, because I believe this is going to be a crazy season and I am looking forward to it. I don't know if you are, because I have been waiting for this show for a while. When I first started watching this show, I honestly just couldn't believe how good it was and how creepy it was. And it just kept me locked in the entire time. And to go the entire 2025 without this show We're finally getting it, and I am excited. So I will see you on Sunday, most definitely. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.